I asked ChatGPT to give us the autumn-winter trends for 2026. Let's see what ChatGPT thinks is the trends for 2026 autumn-winter. According to Chat, it is statement pieces and bold silhouettes. So what it says is the following. Okay, I've got my laptop down here. It says layering that actually looks luxe. Think tailored shirting under sculptural coats and dramatic layering that feels intentional, not bulky. It also says that there's new volume silhouettes. So balloon pants, funnel tops and exaggerated shapes are being used to add drama without feeling costumey. And then it mentions structured tailoring with a modern yuppie vibe that includes sharp blazers, leather gloves, trench coats tossed on nonchalantly. Okay, so for me, how I would interpret that is just your normal coats. If you have more than one coat for winter, that would be on trend for this winter. And if you have any coats, then you would not necessarily need to buy any more coats. I would think that if you do not have a coat already, maybe go buy yourself a coat. Maybe buy the prettiest, the most beautiful, the best quality coat that you can afford. Maybe I would always advise to go for something neutral that would go with everything in your wardrobe already, but also try that it has a little bit more to it. So it's not just a basic, but that it is something that is pretty to look at. And then they say that you must layer that with normal shirts. Then with regards to the volume, I would interpret that as maybe shirts or blouses with balloon sleeves, or maybe with frills around the neck. And then also pants with maybe wider legs. We've seen now for a couple of seasons, we've seen that wider legs are starting to make a comeback. We had skinny pants and jeans for a while now, but wider legs are making a comeback. And what I also see is that both silhouettes are actually featuring. So depending on your style preference, you can decide, do you want the skinny leg or do you want the wider leg? Personally, I prefer a skinny leg. I feel that it looks better with my figure, but I do feel that I need to invest. I do have formal pants that are wider, but maybe I must invest in a beautiful jean with a wider leg for this new season. Okay, then with regards to the structured tailoring, if you have any jackets or blazers in your cupboard already, that would fit autumn winter 2026 perfectly. I have quite a couple of jackets and blazers in my cupboard already, so I do not see the need to go buy anything new for that. Then the next area that they mention is textures and fabric play. What they describe that as is leather meets lace, edgy feminine combo that you see on the runway going big, especially black and deep hues. Then they mention chunky knits and fair isle knits. And then they also mention upcycled and repurposed fabrics. And then tactile primal luxe textures. How I would interpret that, or my thoughts on that, I would say if you have anything leather in your wardrobe already, then obviously you are sorted and you can just wear that for autumn winter 2026. I have a leather pants in my wardrobe. I also have 1 or 2 leather jackets in my wardrobe, so I would probably just wear those for autumn winter 2026. I do not need to go buy anything else. Okay, with regards to lace, at this moment I do not think I have anything lace in my cupboard. I have satin shirts, blouses in my cupboard, but I can't think that I've got anything lacy in my cupboard. Then fair isle, with regards to the knits, I do not have any fair isle knits in my cupboard. I also do not have chunky knits. I just have normal jerseys, and they are of a thinner quality. but I don't feel the need to go out and buy something chicken, something thick and chunky, just because this is what is in fashion for the new season or for autumn winter 2026. But obviously, if you have that in your cupboard, you are sorted. You've got what's needed for autumn winter 2026. Okay, then they mention upcycled and repurposed fabrics. I do not really see that playing a major role in my wardrobe, or how I can interpret that in my wardrobe. So I don't think I'm going to worry too much about that aspect. But the next one is what they call tactile, primal and luxe textures. So they say that this one is plush, layering, faux fur, shearling reimagined in luxe ways. So I do have a faux fur jacket that I love, and I normally wear it in the evening when going out, but also in, I think, colder climates, you don't have to wait for in the evening. You can wear it during the day, and I think that would create an interesting look for day wear. Then they talk about outerwear, and for the outerwear they again mention the fur trim, but for this one they mention fur trim coats. They mention blanket scarves, cozy wraps and wide leg trousers, midi skirts and tailored coats. So this ties in again with the statement pieces and the bold silhouettes. There's a little bit of overlap in the different areas. So I won't necessarily go for the fur trim coats. I don't think that I need to go get something else specifically, but come to think of it, I do have a coat that has a detachable fur trim. So if I want to lean into that trend, I could. So maybe if you don't have a faux fur jacket already, maybe just get a jacket with a trim or a coat with a trim, then you'll be in style for fashion for autumn winter 2026. Then they also mentioned blanket scarves. Luckily, I like scarves. I've always loved scarves, so I have quite a big selection of scarves already, and I am sure that in my current collection there would be something, and probably more than one scarf, that would qualify as a blanket scarf and a wrap that I could wear for autumn winter 2026. Then, as mentioned, wide leg trousers. So I've got the formal type of wide leg trousers, so what I would call office wear. I have those. If I do want to lean into that trend, I could go into it in that way by wearing my office pants. Then colors that they mention for autumn winter 2026 is teal, cocoa powder, so brown has been having a moment, purple, and then a wax paper as they mention it here, so it's a creamy off-white type of color. I'm not really into teal, I'm not really a cocoa brown girl, and I'm not into purples either, although I do have a purple jersey. I also have a brown knitted coat that I could wear if I want to lean into that trend for the season. And then I also do have one or two cream items that I could use for the season ahead. So if you have any cream items, cream, brown, teal, purple, then you are sorted according to ChatGPT with the colors for autumn winter 2026. Then they also mention accessories and micro trends. So for accessories, they mention burgundy sneakers specifically, high neck V jumpers. So most of my jerseys are actually V-neck, but they're not high neck, so they go quite down, but I don't mind that. I quite like a low V-neck, so that's fine with me. And then they also mention brooches and statement pins are making a comeback. I do have quite a few brooches and pins that I can wear, so in that area I'm also sorted. The takeaway from ChatGPT, they say this season feels like a mashup of comfort meets couture, luxurious fabrics, bold colors and silhouettes that say, I know what I'm doing. There's a real balance between polished tailoring and playful expressive pieces. Great news if you love mixing classics with standout items. Then I decided to